Most people believe aging is just something that happens with time, that once you hit your 40s or 50s, it's normal to feel more tired, think a little slower, gain weight more easily, and recover more slowly. But what if I told you that's not entirely true? What if the way you're aging right now is not just about your age, but about what's happening inside your body every single day without you even noticing? Here's the reality no one talks about. Your body may be aging faster than it should. Your cells are under constant stress. Your energy systems are gradually breaking down. Your body is slowly losing its ability to repair itself, and most people don't feel it until it's too late. Look around. More people are feeling exhausted in their 30s. Brain fog is becoming normal. Chronic conditions are showing up earlier than ever before, and everyone assumes it's just part of getting older. But it's not. This is not normal aging. This is accelerated decline. So the real question is not, how old are you? The real question is, are you aging at the rate your body was designed for, or are you speeding it up without even realizing it? And more importantly, can you actually slow it down? What most people don't realize is that aging is not something you suddenly feel one day. It is a process that builds quietly, gradually, and invisibly inside your body over time. It does not begin when you notice wrinkles or gray hair. It begins much earlier, at the cellular level, where small forms of damage accumulate day after day. Every moment, your cells are exposed to stress. Your DNA is being challenged by environmental factors. Your metabolism is producing byproducts that can damage tissues, and your body is constantly working to repair itself just to maintain balance. But here is the critical point: that repair system is not unlimited. Over time, if the damage outpaces your body's ability to fix it, things begin to shift. Energy production becomes less efficient, which is why you may start feeling more fatigued even without doing more work. Your brain may not process information as quickly, leading to moments of forgetfulness or mental fog that you brush off as normal. Your muscles recover more slowly, your sleep may not feel as restorative, and your resilience, your ability to bounce back, starts to decline. This is not random. This is the result of a system under strain. And what makes it more concerning is how normalized it has become. People accept low energy as part of adulthood. They accept brain fog as part of a busy life. They accept declining performance as something inevitable. But these are not just signs of getting older, they are signals that something deeper is happening. Your body is struggling to keep up with the demands placed on it, and the gap between damage and repair is widening. If that gap continues to grow, it sets the stage for more serious outcomes down the line, including chronic disease and accelerated aging. Understanding this is the first step, because once you recognize that aging is driven by these internal processes, you begin to see that it is not just about time, it is about what is happening beneath the surface every single day. To understand why this is happening, scientists have identified a set of biological processes known as the hallmarks of aging. And these are the mechanisms that explain what is actually breaking down inside your body over time. This is not theory or speculation. This is based on decades of research into how human biology changes as we get older. One of the key hallmarks is DNA damage. Your DNA carries the instructions for how every cell in your body functions, but it is constantly under attack from internal stress and external factors like pollution, poor diet, and lack of sleep. While your body does have repair systems, those systems become less efficient over time, allowing small errors to accumulate. Another critical factor is chronic inflammation. In small amounts, inflammation is part of your body's defense system, but when it becomes persistent, it starts damaging healthy tissue instead of protecting it. This low-grade, ongoing inflammation has been linked to many of the conditions people associate with aging, including heart disease, cognitive decline, and metabolic disorders. Then there is mitochondrial dysfunction. Mitochondria are often referred to as the power plants of your cells because they produce the energy your body needs to function. As they become less efficient, your energy levels drop and your cells struggle to perform basic tasks. This is why fatigue becomes more common with age, even without a clear cause. At the same time, your body's ability to repair and regenerate itself declines. Stem cells, which are responsible for rebuilding and maintaining tissues, become less active. This means damage that would have been quickly repaired in your younger years now lingers longer and accumulates. When you look at these hallmarks together, a clear pattern emerges. Aging is not a single event, it is the gradual weakening of multiple systems that are meant to protect and sustain you. And the symptoms people experience low energy, slower thinking, reduced strength are simply the outward expression of these internal changes. Understanding these mechanisms is important because it shifts the conversation anything about aging to recognizing that there are specific processes involved and those processes can be influenced. Now, here is where everything begins to change because once you understand these processes, you also realize something incredibly important. You are not completely at the mercy of them. For a long time, aging was viewed as a one-way process, something that simply happens to you regardless of what you do. But what research is showing us now is very different. These systems inside your body, the ones responsible for energy, repair, inflammation, and cellular health, are not fixed. They are dynamic. They respond to your environment, they respond to your daily habits, they respond to the signals you give your body every single day. This means that the trajectory of your aging is not entirely predetermined. It is influenced, shaped, and in many ways guided by the choices you make consistently over time. What you eat is not just affecting your weight, it is influencing how your cells function. How you move is not just about fitness, it is signaling your body to maintain strength and resilience. How you sleep is not just rest, it is the period when your body repairs damage and resets critical systems. Even the timing of when you eat and when you rest can impact how effectively your body maintains itself. When you begin to see your body through this lens, something shifts. You move from a passive mindset where aging is something you endure to an active one, where aging becomes something you can influence. This is not about reversing time or chasing unrealistic outcomes. It is about slowing unnecessary decline, preserving function, and maintaining quality of life for as long as possible. And the most powerful part of this is that it does not require extreme interventions. It does not require complicated protocols. It starts with understanding that your body is constantly listening, constantly adapting, and constantly responding to the signals you provide. The question is no longer whether aging happens, it will. The question is how fast it happens and how well your body is equipped to handle it. At this point, you need to shift the way you think about food, because this is where most people completely misunderstand what is actually happening inside their body. Food is not just about calories. It is not just about eating less or eating more. And it is definitely not just about weight. What you eat is constantly sending signals into your body, influencing how your cells behave, how your systems respond, and how your biology adapts over time. Every meal you consume triggers a cascade of chemical reactions. These reactions either support your body's ability to repair and maintain itself, or they add more stress to a system that is already struggling to keep up. This is why two people can eat the same number of calories and experience completely different outcomes, because the quality and composition of those calories determine the signals being sent. Certain foods contain natural compounds that activate protective pathways in your body. They help reduce inflammation, improve how your cells generate energy, and strengthen your body's ability to defend itself against damage. Other foods do the opposite. They overwhelm your metabolism, disrupt your internal balance, and accelerate the very processes that drive aging. When you start to understand this, you realize that eating is not a passive act. It is an active process of communication with your biology. You are either reinforcing resilience or contributing to decline. And the most important part is that this happens consistently, not occasionally. It is not what you do once in a while that shapes your health. It is what you do repeatedly day after day that determines the direction your body is moving in. Once you see food as information rather than just fuel, your perspective changes. You stop asking, is this healthy? And start asking, what is this telling my body to do? That shift alone can completely transform how you approach your daily choices. Once you begin to understand that your body is constantly responding to the signals you give it, the next step becomes much clearer. Instead of chasing random health trends or focusing on isolated tips, you need to think in terms of systems. Your body is not a collection of separate parts. It is an interconnected network of systems that are constantly working together to keep you alive, stable, and functioning at your best. And if you want to slow down aging in a meaningful way, you have to support the systems that protect you at the deepest level. These include your cellular repair mechanisms, your energy production systems, your circulation, your immune defenses, and your gut microbiome. Each of these plays a critical role in determining how well your body can handle stress, repair damage, and maintain balance over time. When these systems are strong and well supported, your body is more resilient. It can recover faster, adapt more effectively, and maintain function even as you get older. But when these systems are neglected or overwhelmed, that is when decline accelerates. The mistake most people make is focusing on symptoms instead of systems. They try to fix fatigue without addressing energy production. They try to improve focus without supporting circulation or brain health. They look for quick solutions without strengthening the foundation. What you need instead is a clear direction. Support the systems, and the symptoms begin to change as a result. This is where everything starts to come together. Because once you shift your focus from short-term fixes to long-term biological support, your daily choices become more intentional. You are no longer guessing. You are building a structure that allows your body to function the way it was designed to. And the best part is that this approach is not complicated. It is consistent, practical, and grounded in how your body actually works. Now, this is where everything becomes practical, because once you understand the systems, the question becomes what you can actually do on a daily basis to support them. And the answer is not complicated, but it is specific. There are certain foods that consistently provide the signals your body needs to maintain strength, energy, and resilience over time, and when used regularly, they begin to influence those deeper biological processes we've been talking about. Take green tea, for example. It contains natural compounds that help your cells defend themselves against oxidative stress, which is one of the main drivers of cellular damage. When your cells are better protected, your DNA remains more stable, your inflammation stays lower, and your overall system functions more efficiently. This is not about drinking something occasionally, but about creating a consistent habit that reinforces protection every day. Then you have cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and kale. These foods contain compounds that activate your body's detoxification pathways and help regulate inflammation. They also support metabolic health, which is critical because your metabolism is closely tied to how your body ages. When your metabolism is functioning properly, your body can manage energy, repair tissue, and maintain balance much more effectively. Spinach adds another layer by supporting circulation. The natural nitrates it contains are converted into nitric oxide, which helps your blood vessels relax and improve blood flow. Better circulation means more oxygen and nutrients reaching your cells, which directly supports energy production and repair. Eggs contribute in a different but equally important way. They provide high-quality protein and essential nutrients that support muscle maintenance, brain function, and vision. As you age, preserving muscle and cognitive function becomes critical for maintaining independence, and eggs offer a simple, efficient way to support both. Beans play a key role in feeding your gut microbiome. The fiber and resistant starch they contain nourish beneficial bacteria, which in turn produce compounds that reduce inflammation and improve metabolic function. A healthy gut influences not only digestion but also immunity, energy, and even brain health. Finally, foods like pomegranate support your mitochondria, the energy systems inside your cells. By helping your body maintain and recycle these systems, you improve your overall energy capacity and reduce the buildup of damaged components that contribute to decline. When you look at these foods together, you start to see a pattern. Each one supports a different system, but all of them work toward the same goal, helping your body stay efficient, balanced, and resilient over time. This is how small, consistent choices begin to create meaningful change. At the same time, it is just as important to understand what is working against you, because while certain inputs support your body's systems, others quietly accelerate their breakdown. And this is where many people get caught off guard. It is not always the obvious choices, but the repeated, everyday exposures that slowly push your body in the wrong direction. Ultra-processed foods are one of the biggest contributors. These foods are engineered for convenience and taste, but they often contain refined ingredients, unhealthy fats, and chemical additives that disrupt your body's natural balance. Instead of supporting your metabolism, they overload it. Instead of nourishing your gut, they interfere with the bacteria that keep your system stable. Over time, this leads to increased inflammation, reduced efficiency, and a higher burden on your repair systems. Excess refined sugar creates a similar problem. In small amounts, your body can manage it, but when intake becomes frequent and excessive, it begins to overwhelm your metabolic pathways. This results in spikes and crashes in energy, increased fat storage, and greater oxidative stress, all of which contribute to faster cellular aging. Then there are artificial additives, preservatives, colorings, flavor enhancers that are still being studied but are increasingly linked to disruptions in gut health and metabolic function. These substances may seem insignificant in isolation, but when consumed regularly, they create a constant low-level stress that your body must work to manage. The challenge is that none of these effects are immediate or dramatic. They build slowly, which makes them easy to ignore, but over time, they shift your internal environment in a way that favors decline rather than resilience. This is why awareness matters, not to create fear, but to create clarity. Because once you recognize what is accelerating the process, you gain the ability to reduce it, and that alone can make a significant difference in how your body performs over the long term. There is another factor that most people overlook, and it has nothing to do with what you eat, but rather when you eat. Your body is designed to operate in cycles, alternating between periods of intake and periods of repair. During the day, when you are active and consuming food, your body focuses on processing nutrients and producing energy. But during periods when you are not eating, especially overnight, your body shifts into a different mode. It begins repairing damaged cells, clearing out waste, and restoring balance across multiple systems. This natural cycle is essential for maintaining long-term health, yet it is often disrupted by modern habits. Late night eating, constant snacking, and irregular meal timing shorten the window your body has to carry out these repair processes. When you eat too close to bedtime, your body remains in a digestive state instead of transitioning into recovery mode, which not only affects your metabolism, but also interferes with the quality of your sleep. Over time, this reduces your body's ability to reset itself on a daily basis. One simple and effective strategy to support this cycle is to allow a consistent overnight fasting window of about 12 hours. For example, finishing your last meal around 7 p.m. and not eating again until 7 a.m. gives your body sufficient time to perform its maintenance functions. This is not an extreme approach, but a natural alignment with how your body is meant to function. When you maintain this rhythm, you create space for repair, improve metabolic efficiency, and support the systems that help you stay balanced over time. It is a subtle shift, but one that can have a meaningful impact when practiced consistently. When you step back and look at everything we've covered, a clear picture begins to emerge. Aging is not just about time passing, it is the result of what is happening inside your body every single day. It is driven by how well your cells can repair themselves, how efficiently your body produces energy, how balanced your internal systems remain, and how consistently you support or stress those processes. The foods you choose, the habits you repeat, and even the timing of when you eat all work together to either slow that process down or speed it up. This is not about perfection or extreme changes. It is about awareness and consistency. Small decisions, what you put on your plate, how you structure your day, how you care for your body compound over time into meaningful outcomes. If there is one thing I want you to take away from this, it is that you are not powerless in how you age. Your daily actions are shaping your future health in ways that are measurable and real. If you found this helpful, I want you to think about your own routine for a moment. What is one change you can start making today that supports your body instead of working against it? That is where real progress begins. Save this video so you can come back to it and use it as a reminder, and subscribe to the channel if you want to stay updated with clear, science-based insights that help you take control of your health. My goal here is simple: to give you the knowledge you need to make better decisions and to help you stay strong, capable, and independent for as long as possible. Because the truth is, while aging is inevitable, how you experience it is not fixed. And the more you understand your body, the more control you have over the life you are building moving forward.